Hello, loves, and welcome to the Power Posse Podcast. I'm Kristin.
I'm Stacie.
And I'm Ann.
And this is the space where women come together to power up, speak truth, and embrace every damn season of life with courage, connection, and a healthy dose of sass. We chat.
We laugh.
We cry.
We cry.
And we kiss some shit goodbye.
Every month, we're going to dive into some real conversations with phenomenal women who've had what we lovingly call a spark moment. A defining, catalytic, awakening moment where everything shifted. Maybe it came in a whisper, or maybe it knocked the damn door down.
This is your safe space. No topic is off limits. No emotion is too big or too small. This is where you embrace your power, find your posse, and if you don't have one yet, don't worry. We got you.
Last week, we had Rene'e Bryant Moore on our show, and Rene'e is a humanitarian, a author, a singer, and she's just a phenomenal person who came on today to talk about her story, to talk about what that spark moment was for her, to talk about what it was that she needed and what she discovered and how she found her posse.
Mm-hmm. And Rene'e said that her spark moment was when she realized that she didn't love herself like she was loving other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
powerful.
I know.
Yeah.
She had said that, the thing that brought about the spark, this kind of realization of it was her difficult divorce. This was the catalyst. And I think that's something that the three of us can absolutely relate to, and probably lots of people listening, I would imagine.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think for a lot of people, if you ask them, what was it that finally sparked that moment for you when you said, I'm done with this and I want to move on to something else, is that aha moment, that spark moment that she was talking about. And I think that everybody has one of those moments, because that, I think, is what draws you then to take that next and that new step in your life. And we've kind of touched on that a little bit before about how scary that can be, but also how exhilarating that can be when you are finally starting to take ownership again of who you are and rediscover the person that you used to be.
Mm-hmm. She talked about that, about finding her identity, and that she loves hard, and she wanted others to love her in that same way, but wasn't receiving that, and just realizing that she deserved that kind of love.
Right.
That one of the things she said that stood out to me is that you don't have to live life miserable, and you don't have to live life. We pour so much into others. I think as women, that's asked of us. We're conditioned to do that, to always giving love out, but not necessarily understanding that we should receive that same kind of love too. And if you're not, then stopping and looking at that and realizing, yeah, maybe I need to make a change.
Right.
Maybe I need to do something different.
Right.
And realizing that you should be loved like that. You should be loved fully. Another thing she said was about loving, now I can't remember.
It's okay. One of the things I remembered she said that I thought was so funny that I think we can all relate to is, when I said, well, what is it something that you would tell your younger self? And she's like, wake up, Rene'e. Yes. And so many times, you think about when you're in conversations with your friends and they're talking to you about things that are difficult or things where they're not being treated well. And we're so great at giving them advice, aren't we? We're like, girl, you need to lose them, or you need to do this, and you need to do this, and you're worth it. And then you go home and you put up with every single thing that you just told your friend to walk away from. That person who you just built up and you said, you deserve better, you deserve more, you're a wonderful person. So why is it that we're always so great to give that advice to other people? But when it comes to us listening to our own advice, we're like, no,
Right.
not me.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it hit me in the gut. She said that she realized she had kept a record more of what she was doing wrong than what she was doing right. And that really hit me in the gut, because that's, definitely something that I struggle with. And the idea that, you can always be looking at the positive things that you're doing, but we don't.
No.
We don't. I look at the positive things that everyone in my life is doing. And then I look at myself and I don't see the positive. And I think that's something that, as she was saying, that's where you have to go deep and you have to figure out where are the traumas that brought this about and how can I heal these? And, but the first step of that is realizing it in the first place.
Yeah, and how do you get there?
Awareness.
Yeah.
Like, I know both of you have gone through certain things, and without like really getting into your stories, unless you'd like to get into your stories, what was that defining moment for you? When she was talking, how did you see yourselves in what she was saying?
That's a good one. That's the question, isn't it?
Yeah. I think the part about when she said about, loving yourself, flaws and all, that was one of her, PowerPoints that I remembered, wrote down and mentioned at the end of the interview, because I think that's really hard for us to do, learn to love ourselves, flaws and all. And she just spoke about that we're taught how to love others and that, but not really how to love ourselves. And so the learning curve of that, learning to love yourself as well as others. And what are those things about you that you're doing well, like you said? Maybe it's writing those down.
Right.
Because we do tend to focus on the things, this I need to improve in this way. These are the things that I'm doing wrong, that I need to get better at, rather than, which is okay to do as well. Like, yeah, there are things about me, but that's the loving the flaws and all. Like, love the flaws, think about the flaws. What can I do to improve those areas? Talk with your posse about that. But then also, what are all the things about me that I bring to the table? Right. Gifts that I have, things about me that people say that they love. I did that exercise with you guys. I needed to I had a question from, I was from doing some voice training. Yeah, some vocal training. And one of the things was, what is it about you? And share that with 3 or 4 friends. Have them answer these questions about you that make you unique, that things you contribute that make you special. And that was so amazing to get that feedback. And to think about that even myself, but even, look yourself in the mirror, look at yourself, maybe not necessarily just in the mirror, because it's not about what's on the outside only, but all the things in you that are powerful and that make you unique, and that, that you contribute to others and that others see in you, that make their lives better and make them feel loved. So make that list. I think that's a great thing to do. Make a list of all the things about yourself.
Yep. And I feel like once you are able to start making that list and you start having that awareness of everything, that's where you can start to get almost, I don't want to get woo-woo, but the download.
You can get woo-woo.
Where you start to get those realizations that just kind of hit you every once in a while. And I know for me, that was definitely a spark moment for me, was at some point it just hit me that I had this little tiny seed of who I actually was that I was keeping inside, but everything else had just piled on it and piled on it and piled on it. And this little seed was trying to get out. And I had allowed it to just get so covered with all the dirt and the shit.
Yeah.
Right.
That, but then I realized, oh, wait, that is there. I am still in here somewhere. And once I realized that I hadn't lost all of myself,
yes,
then I was able to slowly start, to follow the metaphor, start allowing it to grow and to, clear some of the crap away that I had allowed to pile on it. And, that could lead into another conversation that I know we've had before, ladies. But at what point are we allowing stuff to happen? And actually, Rene'e said this too, that, you realize that you're allowing this stuff to happen to you. And it's not that you're inviting it. It's not that you don't have strength and power. It's just you're allowing yourself to get drawn into old patterns.
Expectations of others, expectations of society, of your family, of religion, especially on women, all those things that say this is your identity rather than your unique identity, that seed you were talking about. Right. The thing that what makes me me, instead of what externally, what people are telling you is you and how you should be. Hate that word, should.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I think too, like sometimes like anger is a really great spark. Like I know for me, I just personally got sick of being angry all the time. I got sick of feeling unheard. I got sick of feeling lost. I got sick of feeling like, I mean, I remember my kids be like, you know, I'd say, I need you to empty the dishwasher. And I'd give them 5 minutes to empty the dishwasher. And if they didn't do it, then I would empty the dishwasher because I'd been so conditioned previously in my previous relationship to not expect that I had a partner who would help me to do certain things. So in that anger part, that's kind of like what kept me going. It was easier to plow through and get through everyday life than take the time to sit and be like, name actually what it is that makes you really miserable and what it is that you want to change. And for me, like when COVID hit, that was really my big aha moment, because all of a sudden, like everybody was all stuck in the same space. And it was like all of these things that you hadn't wanted to face, that you're like, I'm just going to get through the day and I'm going to do this for my kids. And, you know, I shouldn't be complaining. I have a good life. People would be really grateful to have what I have. I was like, this is not what I want anymore. This is not enough. And this has not been enough for a long time. And the only person who is going to be able to choose that and to change that is me. And in doing that, I am going to have to make some hard decisions. And there is a potential that people are going to be hurt who I don't want to hurt. But my plan in that was to always show my kids that even if something is hard, even if something is scary, even if you are giving things up, what you will gain in the end, which is yourself and a happy, healthy self, is the best gift that you can give to the people who love you and the best gift that you can give to yourself.
Yeah. That was one of the things I remember that you and Rene'e were both saying, do it scared.
Oh, 100%.
It might be hard, it might be scary, but do it. And she was like, do it scared.
Do it scared.
Yeah. Because it's what's better for you and for those around you.
Yeah. And fear becomes a great motivator too. You know, and like I'm half German, half Norwegian, right? So the Norwegian part's like the chill part of me. And the German part is you do not tell me what to do. I'm going to do it over and over and over until I get it right. Like it is stubborn and I'm going to do it. And, you know, when you take that step, it's like you're stepping in that unknown, and it's more of a challenge. For me, it was more of a challenge then to be like, how am I not going to fail? Because I had felt like, and I know Rene'e touched on this too, had felt like I had failed in so many other things because I had lost the part of me that I would have been to my younger self. What are you doing? Why are you accepting that? Why do you think that that's okay? Yeah. And I never would have done that. And so that anger was a lot more at me because I knew that I was putting myself in situations and letting myself be put in situations that I never would tell somebody to stay in. But I did it, and I did it for all the wrong reasons. Because people are able to heal and people are a lot more resilient than we tend to think. And so when I finally did take that step, like she said, do it scared, it was like, I am flying blind right now. And that's where, you know, those friendships and that posse and those people who come to you and say to you, you're doing okay. Or it's okay that you're not doing okay. I remember, Annie, when my divorce was final and I called you and I said, I have been crying all day. And it's not because I'm sad that my divorce is final. It's just I allowed myself to finally be in the moment and let my guard down of constantly going through the stress of every single moment of that divorce. And I knew it was the right decision, and I knew it was the best thing to do for myself and for my kids and for my life. But when you make those decisions, all of a sudden you just have this giant weight lifted off of you. And it's such an emotional and cathartic thing. Yeah. And, you know, Rene'e had mentioned that as well. Like, she was so completely gobsmacked with what happened in her life that led to her saying, I can't be married to this person anymore.
Yeah.
And her being a pastor and being in a church where that was very much frowned on because she was down south. And then just how things started to kind of fall into place for her, right? Her brother said, hey, come up to Cedar Rapids. Hey, come help out our mom who needs to have hip surgery. All of these things that she even said herself, like, I did not think that that would lead to where I am at now and lead to my personal growth, which I think shows then, right, that every single thing that can happen can be something that is a stepping stone to the next part of your life that is bigger and better and brighter if you allow yourself to be open to that.
Yeah.
And I think that, too, is where when she said, wake up.
Wake up, Rene'e!
Yeah. And it's so true because sometimes we just get so stuck in the rut that until it hits us of just wake up. And that's, when she said, say it to yourself daily. Yes.
Yeah.
Because otherwise we do get stuck in that rut.
Yeah.
And even if it's a little thing of, wake up, Kristin, stop saying that to yourself when you look in the mirror.
Girl, you're amazing.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And it's just
All's well, no sad stories to tell, she said.
Yeah.
Her little mantra.
Yeah, and that you're realizing what she said about not living your life miserable and realizing that I think what's hard for me is that that's not selfish.
Oh my God.
That is a huge challenge because it's like,
100%.
well, but that's selfish because I'm supposed to put everyone before myself all the time.
Right.
And, ooh, that I'm going to, sacrifice myself and my needs and the being miserable is somehow I don't know, you get a badge for that? That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, it's like on the
Right?
plane, right? What did they tell you? Like, if you hit turbulence and your mask drops down, who do you put the mask on first?
Yes.
You put the mask on yourself first so that you can help the other people around you. And so many times we're like, oh, it's okay. I don't need oxygen. I'm going to help everybody else around me. And then you realize like you have nothing left to give. You are physically, emotionally, mentally spent. Because I think just looking at the two of you guys and knowing you and knowing Rene'e, like I know her, there's a difference between being a peacekeeper and a peacemaker. And I am a total recovering peacekeeper. And I struggle with that too. And I don't want to be a peacekeeper because peacekeeper is keeping everybody quiet and keeping everybody happy at the sacrifice of your own sanity.
Your own expense.
Yeah. Whereas a
Yes.
peacemaker is being able to say, hey, I'm going to point some stuff out to you guys. And if you want to help me work through this and you want me to help you work through this, I will. But I'm not getting sucked into all of this stuff of people who aren't wanting to do the work to make a situation better.
It's funny because when that conversation came up with Rene'e, I don't know if I've ever been involved in the conversation of peacekeeping versus peacemaking. And I've thought about it a lot since then.
Yeah.
And I actually wrote this in some notes that I made. Peacekeeping is scarcity.
Oh, 100%.
Peacemaking is expansive. It's growth.
Yeah.
And
It's abundant.
yeah.
It is
And when you
abundance.
think about that,
abundance of crazy a lot
peacekeeping,
of
like,
times.
I've got to hold on to that. I got to keep that. I got to, we got to keep this piece that we have. We got to keep it right here.
And why
Versus
is that? Why is it that we
peacemaking,
feel
you
like
can,
we have
like-
to keep that so close? Like you just said, that's such a great point. Why is that?
Because we live in scarcity. Because scarcity is such a mindset. It's it feels safer.
yeah.
Yeah.
It feels safer to just
Control.
hold on to things, to have that control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Less pie
Versus
for
going
you.
out and making with with peacemaking, you're going out and making something new. It's adding something new to the world. It's growth.
It is growth.
And that is terrifying.
Yeah. But it's so much more. It's better. It's healthier. It's what we all really want. Even though,
Absolutely.
and once again, it's scary. Do it scared anyway.
Do it
Do it anyway.
Yeah.
I know. I mean, I think about like what she said she would tell her younger self. What would you tell your younger self?
Yeah.
So many things.
Yep.
But if there's like one thing that you look at now where you're at with your life, what is one thing you would tell yourself? And what is one thing you would tell your kids now at this age? as they're starting to navigate so many things.
Yeah, I was remembering, what did she say to her younger self?
She said, stay connected around the posse.
Nice.
Because they can handle your humanity. Not everyone can.
Ooh, yes.
Yep.
And she was saying, she also said this was about telling other women things to encourage them when they're going through difficulties, a divorce, any kind of challenge, to believe in yourself. And that's something I would tell my younger self for sure. Believe in yourself.
Trust who you are.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
And be patient. Be patient with yourself. Be patient with life. Like don't think all these things have to happen, because once again, the externals are telling you.
Right.
People are telling you.
Right.
You need to do this. Rene'e was talking about that too. Other people. You need to do this. You need to do this by a certain time. You know, you need to get married, have children, be this at this place in your school or in your career or whatever you're doing. And it's like, who decides that schedule? Hey, guess what? Me.
Yeah.
I get to decide.
Yeah, you're
Like,
exactly
I'm
right.
the one. But
I'm
we
the boss of me.
instead, right?
I love that.
Right.
My
I'm
sister,
the
that was
boss
my
of me.
sister's like first thing that she ever said. She never spoke, right? And then when she was 3 years old, the child who never spoke said a full sentence to my mom, and it was, "You are not the boss of me."
Uh-oh. That's a parent's nightmare, right?
My mom was like, "I'm sorry, what? I'm not the boss of you."
Write that down and remember it when you're 18 or 20, right?
Yeah.
Along there, that you get to decide and make those decisions. And that's what I would tell my younger self. Just like, wait, take your time, figure out who you are, right? Figure out the seed. The seed. And then, like, I love that metaphor, because then I'm just going to go with it and be like, then you'll know how to water it, and you'll know where that seed is going to grow the best, you know, how much light it needs, and all those other things that will really make it grow and flourish into why you're here. And that's something Rene'e talked about too, like that everybody has a purpose, and like figuring that out, and that our posse, our Power Posse, can help us to figure that out and push us in that direction and remind us of who we are.
Yep.
Yeah.
And remind us of how, girl, you're amazing.
Yep.
And that you're loved and accepted.
Yeah. I mean, she said that with her career, right? She said, all these people saying, you should be doing this by now, and you should be doing this. And she said, I realized that it doesn't matter where I'm at, whether I'm recording 10 different records, or whether I am at church, or whether I am at an event where somebody has asked me to come and sing. I am still using my gifts and my talents, but I'm doing them on a scale that I think fulfills me and works for me.
Right.
Yes.
Yep.
I
and
love
that's
that.
and that's her choice. She gets to decide
Correct.
that timeline and that.
She gets to empower herself.
I think to your question of what would
What
I
would
tell
you
my younger
say?
self? I think a big part of it would be to stop being so precious. Like,
Ooh, what do you
don't
mean?
be so serious. Don't just have fun. Just go out and have more fun. Don't take everything so seriously.
Like when we went
Allow
out
it
that
to
one
just
night, we had
flow.
martinis, and you were like, I never do this. I'm like, this is awesome. Let's
I
go
know.
have a martini.
I know.
It was fun.
Yeah, and I think there's always this idea of I don't want to do anything unless I can do it perfectly.
Oh, Lord, yes.
And I could go way back and try to figure out where that came from, and of course I have. But yeah, so I think in my mind it's the idea of being precious. Like not everything is so precious. Not everything has to be like this thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can just not be a thing.
Yeah.
It can just be what it is and not like a thing.
Well, it's so limiting when you do that to
Yes.
yourself, too.
Yeah.
I mean, Anne can speak to it. Like, if we go and do karaoke, Anne's up there doing like 20 songs, and she's like, come sing. I'm like, no,
20
because I
songs?
might not be able to hear myself. And what if the key is too high? Or what if I'm flat? And she's like, nobody cares. And I'm like, but I care. And I need to get over that because it's
don't
the
be so
fun
precious.
of it.
Yeah.
Don't be demure. Don't be precious. Just
I love that. Don't be so precious.
don't be so precious. Just go out and have fun.
perfectionism.
It is. things, and it's
Yeah.
like self-imposed jail. And like,
Yes.
how many things do you prevent yourself from doing, good or bad, when you put these restrictions on yourself?
Yeah.
So many things.
Yeah. Just go and enjoy it.
Yeah.
If it brings you joy, do it.
Yep. Yep.
Right? And don't worry
But
about
joy
that
is
it's
like associated so much with guilt, don't you think? Especially a lot of times as women. Like, I know like certain things that I sometimes wanted to do, like when I was married or everything, and it's just like, oh really? You want to do that? You want to be away from the kids overnight, or you want to go and do this? And it's like, well, yes, not because I don't love them, but because I'm trying to love myself as well. And I'm trying to feed that part of me that allows me then to be the better parent, to be the better friend, to be the better daughter, to be all the better everything, which is, my God, that's like a whole issue in of itself. But
Yeah.
but yeah,
But yeah, that's so enjoying it
enjoying
is with
it.
guilt, because if I enjoy it, then then I'm going to feel bad about that or something. And it's like, no.
That's so messed up.
Right?
so messed
It is
up.
so messed
So
up.
messed up because why should being joyful, why should living in joy have anything to do with guilt?
I think there's
There
a
should
difference
be
between
no guilt
joy,
about-
being joyful, and having joy. I think there's like a difference with that kind of
Okay.
thing. Because you can be happy, but there's a difference, I think, between being happy and being like joyful. Like, joyful to me is like all encompassing. Like in everything you do, you try to find the good and the positive in it. Whereas happy a lot of times can be like a mask that you're putting on, you know, where you're like, yeah, I'm happy, I'm laughing, I'm all of these things, but you do that because you don't have joy.
Right.
If that makes any sense.
And it's circumstantial. It comes and goes.
Oh, yeah.
You know, depending on like something happens and that makes you happy, but then that fades. But that joy can be a constant.
Exactly. And joy you draw from. Like, joy is like your well, pretty much. Like, when things are difficult, you know, you can kind of draw into those things and remember some of those things that feed you.
Yeah.
Rather than like, I think like happy a lot of times is an emotion, whereas like joy is like a status in a way. It's like, I am a joyful person.
Yeah. Yeah. That's we were talking about the list of things about us that we love, things about us. We could also make another list of things that bring us joy,
Absolutely.
and like keep that list on hand
Yeah.
so that you're like, yeah, these are the things that bring me joy. And it can change obviously over
Evolve.
time.
Yep.
But yeah, so the loving myself list and the things that bring me joy list. Two
I
lists.
love that.
And there should be nothing
Right.
on there that brings guilt.
No.
Because, I mean, there should be anything you want on there.
Yeah, that
but
you don't feel
shouldn't
bad.
ever feel like you have to have guilt over anything that you put on that list.
Absolutely. Yeah. Those things matter to you. They're important to you. They give you joy.
Right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
What else did she say? I know that she had some really good PowerPoint ideas, and I know that we talked about quite a few of her PowerPoint ones, and I think she was like just such a wealth of little knowledge over there. What were some of the other ones that she said that you guys remember that really spoke to you as well?
Yeah. And just so inspiring.
Oh my
I just
gosh.
was so inspired.
I know. She's over there
by
singing
her.
and doing her thing.
And singing
you know,
when she
I'm gonna read
sings,
from
of
my
course.
book. I know. She's just like amazing.
Yes.
Amazing.
The ones I shared at the end, the PowerPoints with Rene'e were learn to love yourself.
Yep.
And then I added flaws and all, because she also said that.
Yep.
So learn to love yourself, flaws and all. You do not have to live your life miserable. Stay connected to your posse, your power posse. And one of the other ones that I did not put in that list of 3 that she also said, that we kind of alluded to earlier, every day, wherever I am, I can make a difference. I loved that. That she said. I mean, today, even today, you know, things that you did today that made a difference. But like, that's a wonderful thing, even like at the end of the day, to think about.
Oh, yeah.
You know, every day, wherever I am, I can make a difference. Where, you know, what did I do today? Where was I today where I made a difference? And it doesn't have to be something huge, right? It can be a small thing.
And making a difference to people is so easy. A simple smile at someone
Absolutely.
who maybe was down, and they see this person smiling at them, and they're like, oh.
Yeah.
And even if they don't acknowledge it, they still can feel it. So even just those little tiny things that we do can make such a big difference.
Oh, yeah. I mean, life can be challenging as it is. So what if we switch that challenge? And our challenge was, what am I going to do today to make myself happy and to make a difference?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even things like saying thank you. I mean, right? Smile, saying
the door
thank
open
you,
for someone.
holding the door open for somebody. Yeah. So, yeah, all sizes of things that we can do to make a difference.
Absolutely.
And to give other people joy, right?
Spread that stuff around.
Right.
Throw it.
That is right.
Throw it around.
One of the other things she did, we asked her about why is it important to have a power posse?
Yeah, yes.
She said, honest. They're honest with you. They're not yes people. They love you. They get you, accept you. You can trust them, and they know you, the real you. And they can help us to discern and make decisions step by step to being our most happy, healthy selves.
Yeah.
What are some things why is it important to you guys? To have a
I
power
think she said a
posse?
lot of that, right? I mean, because let's be honest. I mean, there's times in life that are really hard. And there's times in life where you don't want to be by yourself. And there's times in life when you do want to be by yourself, but it's not the best thing for you to be doing. So to have those people who know you, who can call you on that, who can show up and say, put your shoes on, get out of your fatty pants, and we're going to go and we're going to grab a coffee. And you're just like, but I want to stay in my fatty pants.
You
And
can
they're
get
like,
coffee in fatty pants.
You
I'm
can
just
get
saying.
coffee.
Oh, I
Like,
have
if you want to
done
be in your fatty pants, I love my fatty pants. Like, they're the bomb.
I'm trying to envision what the fatty pants are. Maybe we should describe the fatty pants. Or maybe
Fatty
it's
pants,
different for every person.
I think they are. Like, mine are personally just nice and comfy that like I can eat as much as I want in them. They're like Thanksgiving pants. We're just like, yes.
So are we talking like sweatpants?
Yeah, like, cozy, sweaty pants. Like, I don't want, like, the legging ones because I think they're all full of it when they're like, oh, these hold you in. No, they don't. Like, if I'm, like, binging on something, I'm going to look like I'm 3 months pregnant in my cute little legging pants.
That's why you wear a huge sweatshirt.
See?
Oh,
The
there you
huge
go.
sweatshirt works, or the fatty pants, which are just comfy and cozy, and they double as pajamas. They double as the I don't want to get out of bed today pants. They double as the
coffee date
the
pants.
coffee date pants. Absolutely. The no judgment
Chill.
pants.
The
That's
chill
what they
pants.
are. That's right.
I feel like they have an elastic waist.
They do.
Or a drawstring.
They do.
One or the other. They have to have pockets because you have to have a place to put your
Definitely
phone because you're
pockets.
not taking your purse. You're
Yeah.
just like phone, some cash.
And the
That's
pockets
it.
have to be in the right place because why are pockets always put on the sides of your thighs? Like, I don't want them on the side of my thighs because all they do is make you like wider. And if you're already feeling like today
You
about
guys.
yourself, then you're just like
This-
when you're walking.
This is why this is the posse. This is why we have a posse,
Power
guys.
Posse. And I feel like
Who else can we
in the
talk about this with?
future we can do a whole episode on pockets and women
Yes.
and why
Totally.
garments didn't have pockets. I'm just saying.
Yes.
So
Oh, totally.
you can Google that, look that up.
You know,
about
my
women
dress
in
that I just wore to the
clothes
wedding
with pockets.
had pockets in the
Okay,
skirt.
thank
And I
you.
was like, oh,
Yes.
this
Dresses
is
with pockets.
fabulous.
Yep.
I know, I was very happy. I didn't even know it had pockets until I was trying to squish past people. And I was like, oh, I have pockets. But yeah, I mean, I think that
pockets.
your friends keep you accountable for the times when it's hard to keep yourself accountable. And they do it with love and they do it with grace. And sometimes they do it and they piss you off. And they do it because you're pissed because you know there's validity in what that person is saying to you.
Yeah.
Because they know you and they
Yeah. And they don't
Yeah.
take no, for an answer. It's like, when you have your kids, and you know what your children are capable of doing. And when they're like, I can't do it, you're like, you are going to do it. Come hell or high water, we are going to do it together and we're going to figure it out. And you do it
Yeah.
over and over and over until you get it or until you feel better or until you're like, yeah, I can do that. I do have success with that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think those people can be hard to find sometimes.
Oh,
Power
absolutely.
Posse, those people, and because it also requires us to be vulnerable, to have those people that can and let people in to really know us. And of course, it's reciprocal too when you have people that you can be that way with.
Yeah.
It's just awesome.
Yeah. Think about how many people we meet in our lives and how few of them we become actually super, super close with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Deep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Rene'e talked about that, coming
Yeah.
back to Cedar Rapids,
Yep.
you know, and what a surprise it was for her that out of everything that she had done in her career, in her life, in her marriage, all those other things, to come back to Cedar Rapids, and that's where she really found her posse of people in one of the worst times of her life.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
That can sometimes be the catalyst for finding those people.
Yeah.
And that it wasn't people always that she expected.
Oh, yeah.
That she expected to be her power posse.
Yep.
Some of them were surprises. And they aren't necessarily people who have known you a super long time either. Or like over time. Which is just super interesting.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think your posse becomes, and we've talked about this amongst ourselves, but I think your posse becomes like your chosen family.
Yes.
And for me, like your chosen family is equally, if not more important a lot of times than your blood family.
the one you were born into.
Yeah, because there's such like guilt with that, right? About, oh, I'm supposed to have this great relationship. And people would be like, well, that's your family, so you're supposed to forgive them. And I'm like, well, if that's your family, they should know better than to treat you like that. Like, what?
It's that supposed to. The supposed to
The
and
supposed tos.
supposed to and should.
Yes.
Those are like, no,
No.
don't like those words.
Hard pass. No,
Yes.
thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with you.
Well, should we wrap things up, girls?
I think we should wrap things up.
I think we should.
Ladies.
I think we should wrap it
Power
up.
Posses.
Power Posse and the Possums. Yeah. Well, thank you everybody for joining us. If you liked our podcast, like us on all of the social media channels, on Apple, on Spotify, on Amazon, anywhere that you are hearing us, you can like us. And that helps to build our audience and helps us to connect with more amazing women like you.
That's right. This episode was produced by Upload Media Group. Learn more about them at uploadmediagroup.com.
Thank you, Logan.
Thank you, Logan.
Thank you.
Always keep your sparkle.
Ooh, keep your sparkle. Love it.
Yep.
Sparkle on.
Sparkle on, baby.
Sparkle on, Power Posse. Love you guys.
Later.
Guys.